guys, so today we're going to be doing yet another tier list. I feel like it's been weeks, at least, if not months, since I've done my last tier list video. I'll link my last one up here in case you want more of this kind of content. I love doing tier lists. I love ranking things, but I am kind of running out of certain things to rank. I still have a couple ideas, but if you want to leave some ideas for future tier lists and ranking videos, please let me know in the comments. As you may or may not know, haunted house, horror movies, supernatural, paranormal movies are typically one of my favorite subgenres of the horror genre because it's just there's a lot of creative ideas out there. You can really do anything with supernatural movies or paranormal or even haunted house. Even though they may all kind of be similar, I think there is a way that you can make it original. And it's just scary. It's just downright scary. I don't know what it is. I don't even really believe in ghosts myself, but to watch a ghost story or haunted house story, I don't know what it is. And usually the setting is beautiful. I'm obsessed with abandoned houses, haunted houses, anything like that. If I could live in one, I would, which might skew my rankings a little bit. So today we're going to be ranking all the haunted houses in horror movies. As usual, my tier lists don't make sense to most people, so if you just aren't following, that's okay. Yeah, you're in the majority, I feel, because not everyone enjoys my tier list. I just don't like the classic ranking style. You know I don't need to explain this to you. I say this every single time, but I just think that's boring. So I make it really weird and make my own categories. But before we get into ranking all of the haunted houses in horror movies, I just want to thank NordVPN for sponsoring today's video. If you're unfamiliar with the VPN, it's really useful in today's tech world. It makes hacking close to impossible. It protects your data and your privacy, and of course, the best part that I say every single time, because you know it already, if you've been around, you know. You get to access any other country's streaming platforms, which means you can, I was gonna say quadruple, but it's more than that. You can expand your horror selection by every single country. You can access every country's horror selection. This will come in handy for today's video because why not tell you where everything is streaming? You know, not only is it a ranking video, but it's a recommendation video. If you're in the mood for a haunted house story, I got you. I have 18 movies kind of to recommend, and I will tell you down here in the corner where they're streaming. So if you're not located in the US like I am, you can access it through NordVPN. All you do is click on the country that you want to access. Say you're outside the US, but you have Netflix, and some of these are on Netflix. Just click on over to the United States and you access all of the US's Netflix horror selection. And more than horror, obviously, everything. But it's so easy. You click and refresh, and it's like you're in that country, like technologically. And you can use it on up to 6 devices with just one account, so all of your devices are protected. They also have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out for yourself completely risk-free. And of course, I have a deal for you. It is the holidays after all, so they have a holiday season deal going on right now. If you go to nordvpn.com/possessedbyhorror, you'll get a 2-year plan plus 1 month free and a huge discount. Okay, we turned over here. I'm in the corner. Hello. We're gonna get started. So today we're only going to be having 4 categories because there's only 18 movies. I don't want to like spread them out too thin. There's just no point to having more than 4 categories in today's video. So this first category, we are going to call it 5-star resort. Why is that so large? These are haunted houses that I personally would pay money to stay in. Like I would pay if it was an Airbnb. I have a feeling a lot of houses are going to end up here because I think they're gorgeous. I'm obsessed with haunted houses. So this might be the full category where a lot of them go, but not all of them. Don't worry. Next category, we're gonna say for some money, you know? Like if I were to win $1 million, let's say, I would stay here. You know, maybe for a night I would stay here if it was a dare or I got some cash. Someone like dared me for $500 to stay here. That's what this category kind of is. Next category, if I were a ghost. Meaning, I would haunt this place. I get it. I get it from the ghost perspective. This is a pretty cool spot if you were a ghost, not necessarily if you're a human. So if I was a ghost, I would haunt these houses. Lastly, of course, we have to have an option to get rid of it. Demolish it. Why hasn't it been demolished yet with all its history and everything going on? Why is it still up? Why are people buying it? Why are people moving into it? Why are people staying here? Does it make it make sense? Why do we still have this house around? First up, we have The Orphanage. Now, I actually just watched this movie. I swear it was a rewatch, but I'm not 100% sure. Produced by Guillermo del Toro. Amazing movie. It's very dramaful. Obviously, well, there might be spoilers throughout this video for some of these houses. I'm gonna try not to, but just saying, you know, keep your ears ready. So the orphanage, not that scary, honestly. It's not a horrific place. Obviously, there's some ghostly children running around, but it's not that bad. And honestly, it's absolutely gorgeous. So 100% 5-star resort. It's not that bad. Like, if that's all I have to deal with is these kids, I mean, it's kind of a sad, you know, movie situation, sad building, whatever. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So yes, I would live there. Next, we have the Others. Again, not that horrifying in my opinion. This is a little bit, I don't know. I know where this is going. I would stay here. I would live here. But in the name of not filling up a category, so far, we're going to do If I Was a Ghost. Because obviously, if you've seen it, it's a good spot to be a ghost, kind of. You might have some competition there, you know what I'm saying? But in general, I think it's a really good place to like settle down in the afterlife. Next up, we have the Amityville house. Now, obviously this is a little bit more controversial because it is not just from a movie. This is reality. And given the history and the horrors that actually happened in this house, I'm going to put it in demolish it. It's a beautiful house. We just don't need it around. Is it even demolished? Does someone know? I don't know if it is or not. Let me know. I don't believe it's actually haunted, which might be controversial in and of itself to say, but, you know, because Ed and Lorraine Warren tried to prove that it was haunted. I don't think it was haunted, but that's just my personal opinion. Next, we have the Paranormal Activity house, the ugliest house. No offense if your house looks like this. I don't like this house. It looks like every other house in my neighborhood. Like, I can't wait to move out from where I live in the same hometown that I grew up in. All the houses look like this in NorCal where I live. So not a fan. I'm not a fan of these kind of suburban houses. I want, you know, like a house with land and everything eventually. I don't know why I'm getting into this with you. You don't care. We're here to rank out haunted houses, and now I'm telling you what my dream house is. But it's definitely not this one. Like, this is so ugly to me. So we're gonna put this in for some money, I guess, because just visually, I don't want to be there, you know? Now, granted, with Paranormal Activity, it's more of a demon that haunts a person than a house, but the first movie does kind of read like a haunted house movie, so I'm including it, but some of these are more demonic, possessing a person versus a house, if that makes sense. Next up, Ju-on, The Grudge, if you will. This is the original. I am gonna say demolish it. Again, it's just dark history. We don't need it anymore. It's pretty. A little bit too, you know, there's no land involved. It's kind of like in a neighborhood. Not my favorite, but it's cool. It's a cool spot. I like the interior of the house. I'm not here to rank it based on like visual, like if I like it or not, but yeah, demolish it. Let's just get rid of it. I don't know if that would help anything. I don't think it would. Now, just for fun, let's do some hotels real fast, okay? We have, of course, the Overlook Hotel. Not a house, but this was not that bad. It's kind of horrifying, but I don't find The Shining to be that scary, to be honest. I'm sure the book is more horrifying. I actually tried reading it in high school and I didn't finish it, but I don't really remember anything from it. I'm gonna say, I mean, with the history and everything, demolish it would make sense, right? You know, like in the book. I do know how it ends in the book. But I'm gonna put it in If I Were a Ghost. I don't think this is that bad. It's beautiful. Beautiful hotel, beautiful building, setting, everything like that. In Colorado, love it. I have been to the Stanley Hotel in Colorado and obsessed. It was so gorgeous. I want to stay there so bad one day, but as far as the Overlook, yeah, if I were a ghost, that'd be fun. It'd be a fun spot, hanging out with every other ghost that is, well, maybe not. Maybe not hanging out with them. Not sure about that. Next up, we have another hotel of the Dolphin Hotel. Do you know where that's from? That's right, 1408. I put it on the screen already, so I don't know why I'm asking you that question. Dolphin Hotel. The only thing about it, it's a beautiful hotel. It's pretty standard. It was filmed in New York. This is a real building. The thing is, it's just the room. It's just the one room of 1408, right? It's not the whole hotel. If I were a ghost, I would stay in that hotel because I can't say for some money because Mike Enslin kind of does that. You know, he's doing it for his writing job and it ends up being a nightmare. So I'm not sure if it'd be worth it for some money. It seems like it could end in death regardless. So if I were a ghost, I would hang out here. It has a lot of ghosts anyway, a lot of history, a lot of death in that room. So I would stay in the hotel itself for free. Like I would just hang out in there. I would pay money to stay in that hotel. But as far as the room, 1408, if I were a ghost. Let's get through all of the Hill houses. We got a lot. We got a couple of these to get through. So first up, we have The Haunting. This is from 1999. I'm including the mansion also from the 1960s version of The Haunting as well. Love that one. But specifically from 1999, I, again, don't find this Hill house particularly scary, so I would say 5-star resort. It's absolutely beautiful. Obviously, it's a giant mansion. I love the colored rooms and everything. I think it's beautiful, gorgeous. And the ghosts aren't that scary. Unless you're Nell, then maybe. Then we have House on Haunted Hill, which is the 1999 movie. This one, it's pretty from the outside. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous mansion, but I'm gonna say first the money, obviously. That's the point of the movie, right? You get, how much do you get? $1 million? I think it's $1 million if you survive the night in House on Haunted Hill. This house or this mansion is genuinely horrifying. The visuals in this movie are some of the scariest, in my opinion, in any supernatural, paranormal, haunted house, horror movie, if you ask me. People see it as cheesy. No, it's terrifying. So for some money, I would stay here, but it seems like that's not really a good option either. Last Hill house we have to talk about is, of course, The Haunting of Hill House. This house is probably one of the most beautiful in this whole video. Now, I would stay here for, like, I would pay money to stay here if I was not part of the Crane family, because if you're part of the family, I feel like that's just a no-go. It needs to be demolished at that point. But if I'm not part of the Crane family, I would pay money to stay here. So I'm gonna put it in 5-star resort. I know it's horrifying. I know there's ghosts everywhere. Maybe it should go in if I were a ghost. It'd be a beautiful spot to hang out in. But you know, I would pay money to stay there. It's beautiful. And the ghosts generally seem pretty nice. They don't seem that dangerous, the ones that just kind of hang out in the background, you know? Next up, we have The Woman in Black. This one. This is worth anything that happens to me in that house. Any haunting, any ghostly visuals, anything that comes to me is worth it to stay in this house. It is absolutely beautiful. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that about a house in this video, but obviously I'm obsessed with the visuals of Woman in Black specifically. It's so beautiful. It's one of the most stunning movies ever, but I love The Woman in Black. I love the fog, the mist. Why did my voice do that? I'm still getting over being sick. I think I got sick again. I'm not really sure. Anyway, just amazing. I would pay to stay there, even if I died. If I died there, that'd be okay, because then I'd just be a ghost in that house. I'd be okay with that. I'd be very content dying at the Woman in Black mansion house thing. Next up, we have the KRITICOS house. I called it the KRITICOS house, but obviously we all know it very well from 13 Ghosts. I don't like this house personally. It's cool. It's, you know, technology, spiritual technology, if you will, I guess, but not my vibe, not my thing with the glass walls. Not really into that, so I'm not sure. I think this one should be just demolished because it's ugly for one, but also it's full of ghosts. So maybe we should, well, actually if we demolish it, then all the ghosts would just be roaming around, right? But that's kind of the point. You want to free the spirits, you know, you want them to find peace eventually, not just like being trapped in the basement of a glass house. But yeah, demolish it, please. Get rid of it. We don't need to be looking at it anymore. It's ugly. Next, Allerdale Hall. One of the most stunning houses in this video as well. Oh my goodness. This, of course, is from Crimson Peak. Again, probably would be worth staying here. Once you take care of the issues, you know, from the movie, I would live here. Like, the ghosts aren't scary. They're kind of helpful. They're scary visually, but like in the end, you know, they're kind of like there for you. They mostly will leave you alone. You know, they're not gonna harm you. So I would not mind staying here, and that is for sure going in 5-star resort. Next, we have GONJIAM Haunted Asylum. Now, as much as I love this movie and love the setting of this asylum, it's beautiful. I would visit it, you know, in reality, but the horrors of this movie, it's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, in case I haven't said that before, or if you're new here. This movie is genuinely terrifying, and it scared me more than any movie has in the past probably 20 years. Like, that's how much it scares me. This should be demolished. I love this building. I love the asylum. I love the aesthetic and just everything about it, but I can't just rank it based on visuals, even though it'd be so easy to. The stuff inside GONJIAM Haunted Asylum is just a big no. Like, needs to be rid from this earth, so we're gonna demolish it, unfortunately. Next we have the Conjuring house. Now, of course, this again is a demon possession type movie, so it's not technically the house. I think the house is actually for sale right now, but I think it's over $1 million. I would definitely buy it. You know, it's beautiful. I don't really know where to put this, to be honest, because it's a demon house. It's beautiful, but it's like, it's okay. Maybe for some money. You know, I wouldn't actually encounter anything because I myself am not possessed by a demon. There's no demon following me as far as I know. But for some money, I would stay in the Conjuring house. Now, the real Conjuring house, again, probably for some money. Next up, we have the Winchester house. Now, I wanted to include this even though I have not seen the Winchester movie. I think there's actually a couple of them. Also, I've never been to the Winchester house itself. It is located in San Jose, I believe, which is only a couple hours from me. So maybe one day I should go and like vlog the experience if you're allowed to film in there. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know if you'd like that, you know, as a video. I think that would be pretty unique and fun, but I am obsessed with the concept of the Winchester house. I'm sure there's lots of videos already on the history behind this house and the strangeness of it. You could probably find one, like a little explanation on this on YouTube. But the fact that the woman of the house created this house specifically for spirits whose lives were taken by the Winchester rifle company is just amazing to me. So this house is phenomenal. I love the different, I don't know, weird things, staircases to nowhere, doors out of nowhere, things like that. I think it's so cool. I'm gonna say 5-star resort. It's probably not in reality, right? But I think it's really cool. In the horror movie, I can't really speak on that. I'm sure there's spirits involved and ghosts and things. Let me know if I should watch it. I heard it was terrible. That's why I haven't watched it. But let me know if you'd like me to and talk about it one of these days in like a monthly recap or something. Next up, we have the Danvers State Hospital from session 9. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning, obviously. I love this location so much. The tunnel, everything about it is just gorgeous. I don't think it should be demolished at all, actually, because I think the ghosts are within, you know what I mean? So 5-star resort, like I said, I knew this category was going to be filled because it's just, I can't resist a good old abandoned or haunted house. I can't. But Danvers State Hospital specifically, I would pay money to go and visit. So the last haunted house / hotel that we're going to rank is the ABADDON Hotel. This, of course, is from Hell House LLC franchise. If you've seen that, it's so good. Highly, highly recommend it. I love the setting. Look at this house. Look at that. It's so beautiful. It's a hotel, but look at it. It's so pretty. I love it. I don't know exactly where it's located. I think you can visit it, though. I think it's a real building, obviously. It looks like it's in like a small town and it's haunted. I love it. But given the ghosts and everything, we should probably not rank it in the top tier of like 5-star resort because it's probably not, right? Maybe should be demolished, you know, with what's going on in the house. I'm gonna say for some money, which might be a mistake, but you know, it was a haunted attraction in the movie, which I think is so fun. So yeah, if someone paid me to go in and do the haunted attraction, I would probably go in and do it. So there we have the tier list of ranking the haunted houses in horror movies. Now, of course, I missed some. I haven't seen every single haunted house movie ever to exist, and I kind of generalized some of the movies together that are from a franchise, but let me know if I'm missing any specifically that you want me to rank, and I'll just comment back in the comments down below. I just figured that'd be a fun way to include even more haunted houses. Let me know if you check out any of these movies or if you've never seen some of them and you end up watching them. Please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.